I'm Salad, Mint Salad, and I saw Goldfinger. It is directed by Guy Hamilton, written by Richard Maybaum, and also Paul Den. If you haven't seen this movie, I will spoil it for you. This movie starts we're following James Bond, and he's hooking up with a chick. However, it's not depicted that they have sex on screen. Does it count to the sex counter if we don't see James Bond having sex on screen? That was my first thought when I saw him flirting with Jill Masterson. And then, guess what? A chick gets gold. She's completely covered in gold paint. Touch of the Goldfinger, you might say. There's something bigger going on here, and it's up to James Bond to find out what the heck is going on. I swear, James Bond stumbles into some plans that always happen. He's not initially aware of it. His organization gets a glimpse of it, and James Bond is like, now it's time for me to go and attack and grab whatever enemies are happening. And I like James Bond's methods, and I'm just grabbing snowflakes. It's snowing in Kentucky, by the way. This movie takes place in Kentucky. What's interesting about this movie is it takes place in Fort Knox, and there's a gold reserve here. I didn't know there's a gold reserve here. The KFC they go to in the movie is in Miami. I'm at the first ever KFC. It's kind of disappointing that they didn't go to the very first KFC, but whatever. Budgets, I guess. There's a gold smuggling scheme, and guess what? Spectre's behind it all. We get a nice little glimpse of the organization called Spectre. We got number 1, his face is hidden, and number 11 sucks, so number 10, number 9 dies for it. I like number 1's tactics of keeping everyone in control because he never outright shocks or eliminates or takes them off the battlefield, whatever you want to say, for murders them. He always does the person next to them. I think it's to inspire fear in the person that has done the wrongdoing, because if they do the wrongdoing, you know what, I don't understand this idea either, because what if you're always doing the wrongdoing? People around you always die. But if you do right and somebody next to you does wrong, then you die? It's very evil. Obviously, incredibly evil. There is no humanity in it. It definitely feels like it's to execute members and to keep a nice fresh rotation of members going in and out of Spectre. And I think it's also to create accountability between its members, like, hey, you better make sure that this person next to you is doing their job right, otherwise your life is on the line. We also meet Pussy Galore. I love her name. I'm dressed up like Pussy Galore right now, and I like how it's snowing. We got James Bond is chasing her the entire time. James Bond doesn't really get her successfully until the very end, and it seems like they do be sleeping together. So I like this dynamic. I like how James Bond is chasing her. It's a catch. James Bond is usually really outright seductive, flirty with chicks that he wants to sleep with, and then they end up sleeping together. Like that moment, oh my goodness, he just goes away forever. But with Pussy Galore, he's chasing her because Pussy Galore, but she learns that she's being tricked and is turned to Bond's side, and then number 1 is like, yo, I caught you, haha, I'm gonna torture you, which I do like. Also, they're smelting down the gold, putting it in a bunch of wrapping stuff around it. Gold-plated cars, stuff like that. Driving it across borders, smelting it, and then reselling it. That's what they're doing. That's their whole scheme. It costs a lot of money, so they're doing a bunch of smuggling. I love how much smuggling and stealing Spectre is doing. It's just so evil of them, and I love it. You gotta appreciate Spectre's organization, man. Oh my goodness, I don't know how I could be that organized. I couldn't be the leader of an organization like that. However, I could be a really good member because I can follow instructions well. That is my strength. James Bond, though, he has to stop Goldfinger. Before I go on, I made a mistake in Dr. No. I said M16, it's MI6. Oops, I was thinking of the gun. I read what it was the organization called. I heard it, and then I also saw it because I like to cement things visually and auditorily. That's just how I learn best. And I saw it, and I was like, oh, it looks like a 1. It's like, oh, it's an I. Oops, my bad. Anyway, the plan is take a radioactive device, put it in the gold, and set the gold radioaction to go, and it's very radioactive. It makes it so the gold that Goldfinger currently has, this guy has, he has all the gold, and it's gonna go like 10 times up in value. Honestly, I wanted to see this plan go through, but of course, James Bond thwarts this plan, and it's spectacular. I really like this movie. It kept me engaged the entire time. I like how everything is gold themed. It's really thematic, and I noticed that with this one, there is more of a hard set color palette versus the other ones. Like this one, I feel like it chooses a few colors, and then that's the main color, like say gold, and then there's like neutral colors, and then a complementary color, or like split complementary color, like say purple, and it's like neutral colors, and it makes it so the room is really poppin', and not to mention that this feels like it's in the set, and I love things that are taking places in sets, and I love it. Mwah! I love it. This is really action-packed. I really enjoy Goldfinger. What do you think about Goldfinger? I really like the action. I really like everything about Goldfinger because it's pretty neat, and I like the chick, and I like how she's playing hard to get. That is really fun. It's really fun. The sex counter that James Bond has, I don't know if I technically count the first chick as having sex, although it's implied that they had sex. So I'm gonna say yes. So he has sex with 2 chicks in this movie. That's the official counter for Goldfinger. Let me know if I missed anything. What's your favorite thing about Goldfinger? What I'm talking about Goldfinger now is what I think about it most strongly, what I feel about it most strongly, is my opinion right here, right now. Whew. Snow's nice. I wish the snow was gold though. I gotta give this movie, it's a solid 8 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another on the platform who likes that $20 donate to patreon.com/ASEPresents. 1 movie review per 1 month. Go to this link to support the daily grindiness of all them daily movie reviews. So I can go here. And until next time in Salad Saw, I'll see you later to my sour croutons and bacon bits. I'm gonna find some gold.